Salute to you all. Brave never fall. It's a beautiful morning. I'm out taking a walk and thought I would speak upon something that had plagued me my entire life, and hopefully the distraction of the birds chirping and everything in the background won't be too distracting as I talk about this subject. This is a very laid back one, so not too intense, just something to think about. I remember times in my life where when you're a child, and I'm sure we've all felt this as human beings, because we all had childhoods. Regardless of what went on in those childhoods, we have all experienced childhood. Regardless if we had much of a childhood, which I did not, to a certain extent. I was forced to grow up a little bit faster than most kids. I wasn't in a position where I was in poverty, or there was years that were rough, but for the most part, I had an above average good childhood where, looking back on it, it seemed far more difficult than it actually was. But a lot of times that comes from the top down, where your parents have a lot to do with your development and your mindset when it comes to that. Putting perspective around you, reminding you that things could be worse, or look how it's not enough to say to a kid, look how good you have it, or look how bad you have it. There's context involved there. There's relativity. There's all types of outside influences, or lack thereof, for a child. And I remember vividly being a child and understanding at a very young age how long and arduous life could possibly be. There are several paths to get through anyone's life. And if you're a person who is a thinker, and you're a thinker at a young age like I was, it seems like I can't remember a time where I didn't contemplate things. And I'm not exaggerating that. I vividly remember being 4 or 5 years old and just thinking all the time about things that I don't even know children should even be thinking about. It's just not only thinking about things, but how things work. How did they come to be? God, the universe, all the different religions, animals, nature, science, technology, history, math, all the things that we learn in school, I thought about when I wasn't in school. Until this day, has never left me. It is a strand of my life that has been there since the day I was born. And those thoughts never took a break, unless I was inebriated. I wanted to quiet those thoughts, so I went on a very long time of drinking and partying and trying to get my mind off of all those thoughts. I got tired of thinking about things. But I remember vividly one thing in particular that always stuck there, and no matter what I tried to do to erase it, and that was strength. I always felt weak, like I wasn't strong enough in any aspect of my life. I felt like I never had a safety net. I felt like I never had armor. I felt like I never had any type of defense mechanism. And it plagued me for a long time. You probably have felt the same. You probably have felt times where you felt like, am I strong enough? I feel like I am, but am I really? If something was to hit me right now, whether it was physically or something that was financial, a loss of a family member, loss of a job, gaining something in your life that you feel like you're not ready or prepared to take on, a huge challenge that was just landed right on you. As I always say, a boulder that hits you right in the back of the neck, right when you're not looking, not when you're expecting it. It knocks you down. Anyone can say that they're strong. It's very easy to say that you're ready. But are you? Are you truly ready? Are you ready and prepared for anything? And that was the void that I always wanted to conquer. That was the canyon that I always wanted to cross. And I wanted to cross it dangerously. Meaning the only way you can really, truly harden yourself is not think about it as hardening your body, but hardening your mind. Because your mind is what's telling you can't do something, or something's impossible, when something is capable and something is possible. Sometimes you have to battle harden yourself against your own body, your own mind, your own heart and feelings. You know it's a bad day when you feel like your soul wants to leave your body. as if it's disgusted with you. It feels like your soul wants to go to another body that is more capable and fitting for that soul. And that's a hard thing to think about. The challenge is not getting too down on yourself and accepting those feelings and doing something with them. As with anything in life, it's not what's been handed to you. It's what are you going to do with it? Anybody could walk up to you and hand you $1 million. What the hell are you going to do with it? Have you even prepared yourself for that? Or are you going to stand there with your jaw dropped in awe, and then a big gust of wind blows it all the way out of your hand before you can even react because you were too timid to take the money, because all of a sudden what you've asked for and dreamed of was suddenly right in front of you and you didn't know what to do with it? How does this relate to strength? Well, it's simple. You have to believe in yourself. That's the simplicity of it. And there's one component that I realized very early on in my development when it came to strength and being bold and confident and assertive. Why I was so timid and introverted and shy, scared to speak, and I stuttered as a kid. Yes, I stuttered as a kid, and it really, really messed with me. I had a hard time reading, not when I was alone, when I was in front of other people. I got nervous. The anxiety kicked in at a very, very young age, and it could have really damaged me to the point where I could have ended up giving up and getting to a point where I was just going to say, forget it. And I came very close to that. Very, very close. But something just kept tapping me on the shoulder and saying, you know, it's not the end for you. This is not how it's going to be. Who cares what all these people think? And there was the clue. There was the answer for all the questions and doubt I had about myself. The one thing that I allowed myself to succumb to time and time again was the influence and judgment and the doubt and the resentment and failing other people and raising them up in value. Normal, average people who aren't doing anything more or less than what I was doing. I raised these people to a status where I felt like I was beneath them, and I had to work harder than they did to gain their approval. So in essence, I walked up to these people in the Coliseum. The tigers are out there, the lions are out there, the crowd's out there, everyone's cheering, there's blood everywhere. And what did I do? I came out fully armored, ready to go. But instead of fighting, I took my armor off, I took my helmet off, I dropped my spear, my sword, my shield, and I stood there naked in front of everyone and said, okay, take me. I'm not even going to try. I don't understand all this. This is too overwhelming. I don't have a chance in hell. You see that guy over there? He's gone. You guys tore him apart. That woman over there is laughing at me. I feel like I don't even have a chance. Why should I even try? What is the purpose of all this? Why should I put myself through this when the easy way is just to stand here and let you guys take me away, take my soul? That was the person mentally that I felt like I was my entire life. Up until around perhaps maybe half a decade ago. And I'll be 40 in a week. You just think about that. You're talking essentially 30 to 35 years of that mentality. I would have waves where things would get better and I would get more confidence. But then, as we said, here comes the boulder from outer space that hits you. Of all the people on Earth, that boulder from outer space, that comet, that asteroid hits you in the back of the head. It pinpointed you. The universe picked you to have this thing happen to you. That's what your mind is telling you. That's not reality. Reality is everybody's getting hit in the back of the head with boulders and asteroids and rocks all the time. What separates all these people is the strength. The ones who can block out all the noise and stay focused and disciplined, no matter what's happening, those are the strong ones. Simple. It took me 35 years to figure that out. Trials, 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 one after another. Failures, one after another. Disappointments, breakups, divorces, illness, finances, loss of employment. I don't need to go on. We know about all these things. This is life. It's going to happen. Doesn't matter if that person walks up to you with $1 or $1 million. What are you going to do with that $1? And what are you going to do with that $1 million? And you better make a decision fast, because there's a gust of wind coming. And also, you got to be careful, because the asteroids and comets and boulders are about to hit you in the back of the head. And you're not prepared for all this stuff. It's happening too fast. You slow all that down with confidence. You slow all that down, especially for me, by starting with yourself and not worrying about what everyone else thinks. They're living their lives. They don't care as much as you believe they do. Unfortunately, most human beings are very selfish creatures by nature. We can appear to care, but most of us don't. Not to the extent that you're putting all that weight upon yourself. Those eyeballs are looking at you. They may be judging you. Who cares? That person has to walk away from you at some point and go deal with their own stuff. Same as you. It doesn't matter what they think about you. It does not matter. If they believe they're better than you, salute to them. Congratulations. If you think you're better than someone else, go salute yourself in the mirror. Congratulations. It means absolutely nothing. It's not a game. It's not a competition. We're all connected. One piece affects the other. However, that doesn't mean you're somehow connected to these other people to a point where you are weakened. Because someone else wants to be the strongest piece doesn't mean you have to be the weakest. You can be average. You can be normal, quote unquote. I don't like those terms. I don't like the term average and normal when it applies to a human life. We are all above average. The words of others will only break you if you allow it. And I don't think you're that type of person. I don't. I think every person has a threshold. Every person has an invisible wall that they are going to eventually walk through. Every person has been hit with all types of things in life, and yet you're still here. If you're listening to this, you are still here. That means you're strong. Identifying it is the challenge. Doing something with it is a challenge. Once you gain your strength, now you're prepared. Now you can go out and you can start doing the things you want to do. You can ignore all the noise that's coming at you. You can ignore the eyeballs. You can ignore the laughter, the doubt of other people. All that can go away in an instant the moment you realize you are strong. That each moment that passes, regardless of how you feel in that moment, even if someone blatantly verbalizes to you or gives you a look or laughs straight in your face, what does it really matter? That doesn't define you. That person does not know you. They didn't live your life. And it's unfair to begin with, because if this person is doing this to you, if you were just to do the exact same thing back to them in that moment, you know what that would look like? That would be one of the silliest moments of all time. If someone walked up to you and just started laughing at you about something and then vocalized to you what they're laughing about or what they're judging you about, and you, in that moment, decided, I'm just going to do the exact same thing to you, that person would feel very silly. Because at that point, they're looking in a mirror, aren't they? What are you laughing at? If there's an issue you have with me, you can talk to me about it. That's what you want. When people are judging you, gossiping about you, laughing about you, talking about you behind your back, doubting you, putting you in positions where you should fail so they can look better, hoping you fail so they can look better. People who don't know you, people who've known you your whole life, friends, acquaintances, family members, wives, husbands, it doesn't matter. Even your own children, teachers, lawyers, it doesn't matter. Even your own doctor. These are all, when you strip them away, people standing in the Coliseum, butt naked, pissed off because they see something in you that they don't have. That's the only reason why people would do that to you. When people get to the point where they're vocalizing about certain things, and we're not talking about people who just kind of in passing just say a little few encouraging words or lack thereof, or say something that is very discouraging, but they pat you on the shoulder and say, I'm just giving you constructive criticism. Okay, whatever. We're talking about people, when you look back on it, have had what is almost in essence a campaign against your character. People who know what you're capable of doing. You're doing it right in front of them. Yet they're discouraging you anyway. They don't want you to achieve because they see something in you that is stronger than them. And a lot of times they see it before you do. That is the ultimate shame of it. Because we as people, we are dealing with what we deal with. Other people are looking at us. They are observing us. They're not always judging. They're observing. And what they see in you is things that you do that you probably take for granted and don't even realize is actually a beautiful, strong thing that you do every day. A disciplined purpose you have in life. And people see that. You may not realize it, but other people do. And they take advantage of it. Some people will take advantage of that. They'll say this person is so completely unaware of how special and unique and how much purpose they have in life, how bright the road is ahead of them, that I'm going to take it away from them. And maybe I can get some of that shine for myself. And they start pointing at you. Get over here. Let's have a conversation. Let me tear you down. Because I don't want to see where you're going to go. Because you look like you have a bright future. And if you're going to continue to be in my life, I can't be having you with all that success while I'm over here struggling, doing nothing. We all know people like that. Think about it. I'm sure you know a few people like that right now. One of them might be sitting right next to you. Another one might be in a few hours you're going to meet him at work. Another one might be coming home from work and be your spouse. One of them might be one of your children. We're dealing with egos here and people who have their own dreams and motives and purpose in life. Everybody believes they have a purpose. It's hard to get through life feeling like you have no purpose in it, regardless of what that purpose may be. I challenge you to shut all that off. Have conversations with the people you know could possibly be doing this to you. The words of others will never break your armor. The laughter of others will never break your armor. The doubt will never break your armor. You're too strong. You're going to walk into that Coliseum. You're going to face everyone down. You're not going to move a muscle. You're going to have your head up and shoulders back. You're ready to go. You're prepared for the animals, for the crowd, for everything. Doesn't matter if it's freezing outside, 150 degrees, you are ready. And they know you're ready. Now they're on their heels. You're showing a display of strength they know they will never possess if they are coming to you with words that will not make you feel as if you are significant, that you are just a tier above these people. I don't care how successful any person is on this planet. They have no right to do that to you. No right at all. You are no less than any other person who has ever come before you or after you. Because you're you. I say it all the time. You are the most valuable gift you could ever give to yourself and to the world. Because there will never be another you. Gifts are special because they are unique. At least gifts are supposed to be that way. The most special gift will be the most unique gift. The one that will keep giving. The one that will last forever, long after you're gone. One that can be passed down through generations, which will be your legacy, how people remember you. Strength is something that can be learned. It is not something that is, it's not a talent. It's a skill. You can learn it. If you were born with no strength, you can earn every bit of strength any other person out here has acquired for themselves. I know that because I'm a living testimonial of that. I was about the weakest person you could ever think of in your life when I was younger. And one of my goals, life goals, is to continue being strong every single day, adding more strength and armor every day. And I say it all the time, the strands of bravery that I have that comes from knowledge, digging into my soul, listening to my intuition and accepting my emotions, filling my brain with so much knowledge that it's just going to explode. And then physically putting myself through the ringer, running marathons, eating the right way, getting rid of bad habits, being disciplined, focusing on my journey and taking it one step at a time patiently, not getting ahead of myself, but also making sure I'm not missing a step, that I'm going to keep moving at a good, healthy pace. Everybody keeps talking about FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm in that category. I don't want to miss out on anything. I don't have time to miss out on the grand things of life by putting my mindset on things that I can't control, which is other people's words about me, other people's actions about me. It doesn't matter. It's your armor. You get to create your own armor. If no one else has told you this today, I love you. You deserve to hear that. Salute to you all. The brave never fall.